Hi, I'm Jennifer from the Wellness Groove. How are you? So today we're going to take a look at the Sfera, S-F-E-R-A, Fit Feet Kit. And this is something that I put together for clients of mine for Christmas. So everybody got one of these, and I just wanted to review how to use it. So it comes with two of these, which at first glance, they appear to be the same, but they're not. They actually have, there's a left and a right. And if you look down at them, sort of that direction, you can see that one side is bigger than the other. And so this goes on your little toe and this goes on your big toe. So for me, this would fit on my left foot. Okay. So these are two spacers, one for each foot. It comes with a little black roller ball, and it comes with little exercising straps. So I just wanted to review how to use this so that you can get the most out of the product. So first thing to do is figure out which side is which, and I'm going to get my foot in here. This might be the first time I'm ever featuring my foot on a video. So what we're going to do is gently wrap this around each individual toe. And when I was talking to a few different people, some people said it fit better when they put it on their little toe first and then worked up to the big toe. For me, it works better putting it on my big toe all the way down to the little toe. So if you have your set, put it on now, and you can go along with me, and we can do this together. So putting it on my second foot. And for anybody that knows me, you know that I'm very big on foot health, simply because it's what the rest of your body gets carried around on day in and day out. And many people, because of ill-fitting shoes, too tight in and around your foot bridge, or wearing heels, end up hurting your feet over the course of your life. So that by the time you're a little bit older, people end up having feet that no longer properly work. They have fallen arches, they're wearing orthotics, and we don't want that. So one of the things to do with this, so you can see here that it's fully at the base of each of my toes, and it's separated quite a lot. And you know, the toes on my left side are almost turning white, which shows that, yeah, they're really having to stretch pretty far apart. So if you're not able to put it down quite that much, you know, put it right up at the top just to sort of get that separation. And what you want to do is work up to about 15 minutes a day with these. And for some people, just putting them on might feel really painful. So start with that. Now, once you get them on, I suggest doing some toe exercises so that you build strength with them being this far apart. So if you see what I'm doing, I'm sort of undulating with my toes. And you want to think about them being similar to your fingers, right? And people always say that when babies are first born, their toes and their feet are very, very agile and built to grip. You know, they can hold on to things with their toes. So this is something I just want you to think about and try. You know, something else you can do is sit with your feet flexed, lengthened up, and again, work through your toes in an undulating fashion, trying to separate them and go in both directions. And point, sort of get the feeling of what happens to your calves when your toes are separated. As you point and you flex, right? You roll your ankles. And with this, you always want to go both directions and get nice big circles. So you're feeling that full movement. And if you've ever had some sort of an injury, you may notice that one foot is a little bit different than the other, and that's okay. But you just always want to try to work through those differences to try to make your ankles, your toes, your feet as even as they can be side to side, because any imbalance down below will work their way up to your knees, your hips, your back, and even into your shoulders and your neck. So that's sort of fun with fit feet. Okay, so I would say work up to 15 minutes with that if you can. Okay, so second fun tool are these little elastics, right? They look a little bit like, I don't know, handcuffs, I guess, for your toes. Okay, so with this, put them on your feet, and what you want to do is simply spread your feet apart so that your toes are getting moved apart. Now, if you put them down, they really work through the bone, and the higher up on your toe, so that if you put them up above that joint, your top joint, it's your actual toes that are being pulled apart. So it's a nice stretching feature, and you're able to take these and even move them to your other toes. So if you end up having a problem toe that doesn't want to move independently, you can take these little toe cuffs, as we'll call them, and play around with them. And again, work around differently, high on your toe, up above the joint, and then down below, a little bit lower towards the base of your toe. Another thing that you can do is strap them around the outside here and pull this direction. Again, you're working on stretching. You know, if you've ever broken an outside toe, you might have a toe that really doesn't move very well. This is something that just gets it to sort of move back and forth, and you can play around with it and make it a little bit more. And sometimes you have difficulty reaching your toes, right? So obviously get flexible, make sure you're wearing comfortable clothes when you're doing this. You can sit in the chair and bring your foot up towards you and work at it that way. Okay, so just a few different ideas for you to start getting your feet moving. And lastly, we want to talk about this little ball. So when you're sitting on the floor, you have the ability to control how much pressure you put on it. If you step directly on this, standing on it, you may send a shock wave up your body and it might not feel very good. So what you want to start is just doing it on the floor, just sort of getting a feel for, oh, how much pressure feels good. And you can always do it in a chair. And then once you get a feel for it, you can always do it standing up, but I wouldn't recommend that right off the bat. So what you'd want to do is start right at the top of your toe and work all the way down your foot to your heel. And then trace each line from toe to heel and allow the ball to follow that line all the way so that you're working your way across your foot in this pattern. And then, now that you have really, movable toes, you can grab that ball. Okay, you can also work right on your heel. And with this, you really want to make sure you don't have a lot of pressure, but it feels nice if you sort of just move gently. You're working, getting into the fascia that's in and around your foot and ankle. So that's one way to work on it, getting different pressure, standing, sitting, and being on the floor. Another way to work with the ball is having your hand on the back, on the front side of your foot, and the ball on the back, and simply rubbing and giving little rolls. Sometimes if you have a knot right in the arch of your foot, taking a ball and rubbing into it feels really good. And this is almost more like a racket ball. It's pretty hard. So if you ever have a tennis ball, that's a different way you can do it, and that feels good too. So tool number 3 in this fabulous kit. And the other thing that I suggest is getting barefoot shoes, and that might be a separate video that we talk about those. But so anyway, I'm enjoying this. I think it feels good. It's really nice. It wakes up your entire foot, gives it some blood flow in through your toes and the sole of your foot, which really don't usually see the light of day. So thanks, and I'll see you next time.